Following a recent cold spell, it is a balmy 62-degree night in South Florida. The usual capacity crowd, better than 20,000 turning out at American Airlines Arena in Miami. The NBA on TNT is being presented by State Farm. It's the Los Angeles Lakers facing the two-time defending champion Miami Heat. The Heat now 3.5 behind Indiana in the race for top spot in the East. The Pacers losing at Phoenix last night. At the other end of the spectrum in the West, the injury hit Lakers with the third worst record in the conference. Of the Lakers coming over from the D-League. The alley-oop for Chris Anderson. The Birdman was checked in and was set up by James.
Tell you what, LeBron James will be a pleasure to play with. I don't think we've ever...
As a member of the Washington Wizards, here's that pass you talked about a moment ago.
And this is the other element to the Miami offense. Birdman rolling right to the front of the rim. You see the shooters spaced out. That's why that defense really is so spread.
They need to know right away whether he can play.
Oh, nice pick and roll. And Beasley with the finish. He called for the foul. We are early second. Miami up by 10.
Double him, but they don't have any guys down low who should be able to handle him.
10 points for Gasol. Bosch leads Miami with 11. Johnson trying a face guard on LeBron. Get it right back to him. Shot clock to 3. LeBron with a duck under. Yes, and it counts.
That's the point I wanted to make right there. He puts you at such a disadvantage on defense. I mean, 215 against 275 is never going to work.
But Johnson makes a mistake here, going for the fake right there. And it's easier said than done. LeBron's so strong. But he kind of goes up with the arm right there instead of trying to slide in front of cover, screen, and roll. And use that speed and length.
Young forced it and had it knocked away. And LeBron right back.
It's an honor and a privilege.
That is just
for 3. LeBron on the run. Ripping by Marshall. You can see the hesitation. Just under 6 remaining in this third quarter. All Miami. Streak unheard of for the Heat. 3 straight losses, and they're now 18-3 at home as they look to upcoming games. Big tests against San Antonio and Oklahoma City. Miami now 3 games behind Indiana for best record in the East, while the Lakers dropped to 16-27, and they're going back-to-back now, playing at Orlando tomorrow night, and the questions continue as to the return of Kobe Bryant and Steve Nash, and the overall question, will it matter? LeBron James, Chris Bosch leading the way. Let's go to David Aldridge.
LeBron, this was not an aesthetically pleasing game, but you got the win. Are these grind-out games that you're just going to have at this time in the season?
I mean, a win in this league is hard to come by, and we're excited that we got better tonight. We gave up some offensive rebounds that allowed them to get back into the game, but those guys made some tough shots in the fourth quarter. Nick Young made a tough shot that ran around the rim. Jody Meeks made a pull-up at the end of the shot clock. So we can live with those shots, but we played hard and we got the win, and that's all that matters.
Your coach, Eric Spoelstra, left notes for everybody saying, remember who we are. Why has it been hard to get back to that so far this season?
Well, we've just been a little bit inconsistent, with everything, with our play. Our lineup's been inconsistent. We having guys in and out. So we're trying to be more consistent right now and understanding who we are, and that's an aggressive defensive team, try to turn you over, get into the open floor, and then share the ball on this end, which is the offensive end. And if we can do that, we can be satisfied with a win, loss, or a draw.
Can you have the same success going into the playoffs, and I know it's a long way away, without one of these new guys, whether it's Oden or Beasley, one of those guys giving you a real push?
We're going to need them. I mean, not just one of them. We're going to need them all. We're going to need Gio, and we don't put no pressure on him. Whatever he gives us is a bonus, but we need his big body. we need B's athleticism and his ability to score and also rebound, and we need everybody else too as well. Even the guys that's been here have to step up their play because it's going to be a lot tougher this year.
Ron, thanks very much.
All right, thanks, David.
All right, back to you, Marv.
All right, David. G.O. Greg Oden, who played 11 minutes. That's a high for him. Most he's played the last 4 years. 109-102 final score. Miami over the Lakers. Miami's third wire-to-wire victory of the season. Thanks to our producer, Scott Cockero, director Renato Lowe, statistician Brian Taylor. Coming up next, we'll send you to our studio in Atlanta for Steve Kerr. Charles, once again, a pleasure to work with you, and we really enjoyed the penetrating questions thrown at Steve Kerr.
My pleasure. It was a great pleasure to work with you guys.
Always love it.
Marv Albert say good night from Miami. You've been watching the NBA on TNT. We'll take a break, and it's back to the studio, guys. We'll send it to Ernie Johnson.
The opener goes to the Heat over the Lakers, 109-102. And if you are just joining us, here's the way this one played out down there at the AAA in South Florida. LeBron.
Birdman.
There you go. You're in mid-season.
Birdman.
That's playoffs. That's a playoff.
Bird Mills
It is
is every
mid-season.
time. Birdman.
LeBron, boy, they had so many points in the paint in the first half.
Oh.
38 points in the
Feet
paint
work.
for the Heat. Greg Oden making his presence felt, Shaq.
Yes, he's not playing a lot of minutes, but when he gets in, he does small things like this, like duck in, boom, boom, jump hook you to death. Question is, can he play longer minutes without affecting that knee?
Played 10.5 minutes tonight. Meantime, Lakers struggling. And in transition.
Oh, this is good. Oh,
Fast break.
good pass. Whoa. Better pass.
So Miami
Birdman.
up by 13. LeBron again.
LeBron.
Too tough, Grant Hill.
Hey, down there on the block, I've guarded him down there before. I know what it's like. The King
King James.
doing his thing.
Not the same.
Runaway train. Oh,
Runaway Birdman.
How you stop that, man?
I think
Well,
it is, man.
Lakers
Try
are
it.
saying the same thing.
Every time I see a King James highlight, I'm gonna say that. Yeah, but you gotta have that twang to it. Okay,
It
what's
was
the
an
twang?
11-point game, 57-46 at the half.
King James. pretty good.
It's 75-60, but it's not over.
Swaggy P.
From Kendall Marshall.
Yo, Swaggy P, man.
Makes it an 8-point
The most
game.
hilarious NBA player ever, just watching him play, man.
10-point game going to the fourth. Pau Gasol.
Feet work down there. Feet work.
Gasol had 22 and 11. And
Swaggy P. You do your thing, Swaggy.
It's 85-80. Still a 5-point game, and then Chris Bosh.
Don't leave me on this island alone, Shaq.
Chris Bosh
Help
hit his
me out.
last 8 shots of the night en route to a 31-point.
There you go, Shaq. This for you. Swaggy P. Yes.
He got the roll there for 3.
Oh, King James.
Jeez, this is getting so stinking old. I can't even stand it.
Kobe's only going
Kobe
one,
thinking
right?
the same thing, 103-90.
Kobe's like, oh, better, no more. It's getting better, Kobe.
He says, I can only imagine those guys clowning in that studio. Jody Meeks connected there. Still not over, 103-99.
Oh, this step back, that's crazy. Oh,
Yeah, that is great.
King James. Game over. Don't push his hand out the way.
LeBron with 27, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists. Chris Bosh leads him with 31 on 15 of 22 shooting. And the Heat shoot 58%. They are now 22-3 when they shoot 50%.
People sleep on Chris Bosh.
They are the #1 field
They be
goal
sleeping
shooting
on this
team
kid, man.
in the NBA. Last 6 games for Chris Bosh. 24 points a game at 58% clip, and 11 out of 24 from the promised land. Tonight he goes 15 out of 22, making his last day. What?
I'm telling you, I mean, he's a Twitter, Instagram favorite because there are always some funny pictures about Chris, but
Always photobombing.
whatever, or making alterations to him. But this guy, honestly, is
probably most efficient guy still at his position in the Eastern Conference. You know, I'm not talking about the numbers, but in terms of efficiency and doing things that help your team wins, he still is the best, I think, power forward at that position and doing that in the Eastern Conference.
Hey, you know what? Chris Bosh has been kind enough to throw a headset on here in between games and join us for just a couple of minutes. Yeah.
Great praise at the right time, Ken.
Via Cisco telepresence. Thank you very much, Chris, for
I didn't even know he was joining us. That's good.
No, he is. And man, you were filling it up there late. You hit your last 8, a 31-point night. This game got a lot more difficult as it went on. The second half was really a battle for you all.
Well, yeah, you know, every game is a battle for us. We're still, of course, trying to get better, still fighting that grind in the season. But I think we were able to take a step forward today. And like I said before, every game is a battle. We just want to make sure we're competing every night and trying our best to improve.
You know what, Chris? I said this earlier today. I was talking, and I thought that when you three guys were all together, Dwayne, yourself, and LeBron, that all of you have an advantage every night pretty much. But I thought the advantage was LeBron had the biggest, then Dwayne maybe had the second biggest, and then yours was probably the third biggest. I think now, because of the injuries, especially Dwayne, they go to you more earlier because your advantage now outweighs sometime the advantage that the other big three have.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, I try to be aggressive early in the game to kind of open their games up a little bit. But while everybody's still trying to get loose and everything, and while everybody's really not worried about me, that's when I try to strike first, get myself going. And usually that allows me to kind of get in a good rhythm. So when they do kick it to me, when they pass it down in the post to me, I'm in rhythm and I can finish.
Chris, this is Shaq. With Joel Anthony being traded and Greg Oden not playing big minutes, do you feel more pressure in playing the 5 spot?
No, I don't feel more pressure. I mean, it's always been the same for me here. I just try to do a good job of making sure I'm in the right spots on the offensive end and step up on the defensive end, protect the rim when I can. You know, I had my hands full with Powell tonight, but just try to do a good job staying in between him and the basket when I can and contest every shot and just do my job.
Let me hear you say, Breadman, Breadman.
Yeah, you haven't burned that in a while, man. Birdman.
Everybody plays that game here in the studio. Chris, thanks a lot. Nice going on the win, 109-102.
Appreciate it, fellas.
So Chris Bosh joining us. That was nice in between games.
I mean, I don't care what you say. That big three, you know, is still super efficient, and he is the big reason. He's a big reason for that. He's a big reason.